What happens when the Mad Titan crashes an Asgardian wedding? Well, let's all hop into Thor issue number 4 and find out together, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where the last issue left off, Balder the Bright and Hela, the Queen of Hell, were getting ready to forge their marriage of convenience to help save the afterlife from the advances of the Queen of Cinders. However, a massive purple monkey wrench got thrown into these proceedings because Thanos, Hela's former beau, showed up. Yes, that's right, you'll recall at the end of Unworthy Thor, these two had kind of become a thing, and then, well, they didn't really do anything with it until right now. Thanos, as you might have guessed, is a pretty terrible wedding guest. For one, he's crashing, showing up uninvited. You just know he destroyed the free bar, and he didn't bring a gift even. Hela jumps to the conclusion that he's come here to liberate her and rule hell as husband and wife together, only that's not quite the case. To make matters worse, it's at this very awkward moment the Queen of Cinders and the Fire Goblins of Muspelheim choose to finally attack. Balder, who is being forced into this wedding anyway against his will, even though he loves Karnella, the Queen of the Norns, is all too happy to leave these proceedings and go fight the good fight. And what of Thor? Well, seemingly he died in the previous issue after asking Loki to kill him. He did so, but honestly all he really did was cast a spell that was able to transport him to Valhalla. It's there he meets Broomhilda, the leader of the Valkyries, and at first she's a little ticked off that Thor is messing up Valhalla right now, showing up before his time and without even being dead. But the Prince of Asgard is quickly able to get her and the rest of the Valkyries on his side when he promises a good war back in the realm of the dead that they could easily help turn the tide of. Because I mean, really, next to drinking, what does a Valkyrie love more than fighting? And not a moment too soon either, because the Queen of Cinders is kinda kicking everyone's ass in the afterlife. Why, even poor Balder gets his black crown knocked off his head, the literal and figurative symbol of leadership in the afterlife and in hell. It's a mad dash to get the crown back, and once Thor shows up with his army of Valkyries, things get only crazier from here. It's like a giant black metal album cover, and I love every minute of it. In a moment of desperation to further help turn the tide of the battle, Thor actually picks up the crown and places it on his own head, briefly becoming Thor, King of Hell, Master of the Deathstorm. He who wields a hammer made of blood and ice. And seriously, again, I feel like I'm writing my own Viking metal lyrics right now. With Thor's newfound boost in power, as well as the entirety of the dead Odinson family at his back, the good guys are able to push back the Queen of Cinders and the Fire Trolls, winning the day. Of course, this is just one battle in a much bigger war, and because of that, this wedding of convenience has to go through. But not without a few more speed bumps and complications. You see, Karnella cannot stand the idea of the man she loves getting roped into a loveless, possibly murderous relationship with Hela, and because of that, she swoops on in and grabs the ring herself. Meaning that for the first time ever in all of recorded history, two queens now reign in hell instead of one. Huh, ain't that something? And what of Balder? Well, Karnella struck a deal with Loki too to return Balder to the land of the living, and not a moment too soon either, because the Odinsons and indeed all of Asgard are going to need all the fighters they can have for the upcoming wars with Malekith. All of this, however, is maybe the last good deed Loki is going to do for a little bit. After all, he struck a deal with Thor to help him out until the danger is over. It's over now, and he's going to take his reward. What is it? All the beer Thor was drinking and a picture of their mom. So while Loki still may very well be a god of mischief, there might very well be hope for him yet. So that was Thor issue number 4, everybody, and overall I thought it was a wonderfully explosive conclusion to a really solid first arc for this Marvel Fresh Start era of Thor stories. Jason Aaron has just been batting 100 on this book and this character for so long now, you wonder if there'll ever be an end in sight or if he's just gonna write this book for the rest of time. We get a nice return to status quo with Hela once again being the ruler of the realm of the dead. We get a fun Thanos cameo where he more or less dumps the Queen of the Dead, saying he wants to go back to his old Queen of the Dead and have another fun cosmic adventure, which he is indeed having. And moreover than that, we get a nice little focus and snapshot on the dysfunctional family that is Thor and his brothers. Something I feel will only continue now moving into the future now that Balder is back from the dead. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one another very solid 8 out of 10. It's just a good time from start to finish.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and if you did, why not take a closer look at some of these other videos I have available on the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're in a supportive mood, why not check out my Patreon page? Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. I would really appreciate it, and with that, I will be sure to